So hello everybody and welcome to the Sparkling Autos YouTube channel. So hopefully you like the completely random start to this video, and what we're looking at today is the Guardz Therapy Zero interior cleaner. And just for the record, I actually recorded this video back in August of last year, but I wasn't particularly happy with the footage at the time, and as most YouTubers will tell you, filming interior shots is not the easiest thing to do unless you're working on a convertible. But as regular viewers to the channel will know, I don't have a lot of time for filming at the moment, so I'm just going through some old footage I have, and over the next few weeks you're going to see quite a few of these videos that I did film last year and I wasn't overly happy with. But I've since come to realise that there's absolutely nothing wrong with them, so I'm going to get a few videos made out of them. So back to this particular video, and obviously the first job before we test any interior cleaning product is to give the inside of the car a good hoover. I'm sure most, if not all of you, will have hoovered out a car at some point, so we're not going to go through that in great detail. But I'm just starting with the messiest areas and working my way forward. So obviously the boot or luggage area gets a good clean out. Then onto the back seats, and anybody with children will know, yet still be confused as to just how messy the back seats can get. Which is why it's a good idea on a regular basis to actually lift the seats up and give a good clean underneath. As you'll never know what treasure could lay underneath here. There could be money, there could be jewellery, there could be jelly babies, there could be Haribos. It really is a lucky dip, but more often than not it's just some unknown substance stuck to your finger. Couple of minor stains on these seats, but that'll be something we'll be tackling in a future video. And then we move on to the food waste collection area, also known as the rear passenger footwell. And then onto the front footwells, which shouldn't normally be too bad if the car's done regularly enough. I typically just get a bit of debris around where the mats would be sitting. And the final hoovering job is just to go around all the plastic interior with a very soft detailing brush, one that's not going to scratch the surface, and with your vacuum cleaner in close proximity, but obviously not too close that you're actually touching the plastics with it, particularly if you're using this metal end like I'm forced to do here. And then once you're happy you've removed all the loose dirt, it's time to get on with the actual cleaning process. Now everyone has their own routine. My personal preference is to start with the steering wheel, and the first thing I do is put a cloth behind it to stop any overspray going onto the dials. Then I adjust the steering wheel into exactly the same position apparently, in order to make it easier to clean. So I've diluted the product down to 10%, or 1 part product to 9 parts water, then sprayed it liberally across the steering wheel, and I'm working it in with the soft 99 detailing brush. Now obviously with genuine leather like your steering wheel, you should use dedicated leather cleaning products. However, after 10 years of neglect before I bought this car, there's enough damage done to the steering wheel that a standard interior cleaner isn't going to do the steering wheel any harm. So once I was happy enough that I'd agitated the product into all the textured surfaces, rubbed it over with just a standard utility microfiber cloth. No point using expensive cloths for your interior work, to be honest. Or certainly not for this type of surface. So obviously if you have piano black interior trim parts, you're going to want to use a good quality cloth, but for most of your interior plastics, you're fine just using a generic microfiber cloth. And follow it up with the obligatory steering wheel rub. As I've mentioned, with the exception of genuine leather, for which I would recommend a dedicated leather product, You can use this for pretty much any surface in your interior, just so long as you remember to choose a suitable medium depending on which surface you're actually applying it to. For example, for your likes of your soft LCD screens here, I'm using a very soft detailing brush. Or for more durable surfaces like your interior plastics, you can use a harder or a stiffer detailing brush. And again, soak up any remaining residue or buff it off with a nice soft clean cloth. It might look like I'm just procrastinating here, wasting time, but really what I'm doing is going over each switch and every button and into every corner, just making sure I soak up any residue, because obviously with the soft detailing brush it will have got into every single little crevice. Onto the dials now, and in a car which is cleaned regularly, you shouldn't really have any more than just a light dusting in this area. Obviously you wouldn't be putting your hand in there shouldn't be any fingerprints, so just a very quick light spray and a light dusting, and then again in with a cloth, clean dry cloth, and soaking it all up again. And it goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway, obviously these screens are extremely delicate, so you do want to use a clean, dry cloth for this, something particularly soft, not some old rag you just have lying about, because they will scratch easily. Well, up to now we've seen that this product can clean areas which are already clean, but what about the grubbier areas? Mainly in around your cup holders, where you're going to have had a bit of coffee overspill or something along the lines, maybe a bit sticky, a bit syrupy. So let's spray a little bit in there, agitate it in, and see if it cleans that up as well. I must apologise here, the lighting isn't great at this point. This is what I meant at the start about trying to film interior shots. It's just not the easiest thing to do, especially when the sun's coming in and out. But as you can see, or hopefully can see, it's cleaned the area up well. Nice and dry, no staining, no residue. So far so good. As I did say at the steering wheel, if you're cleaning genuine leather, use a dedicated leather product. However, in this 11-year-old leather-esque material, I'm quite happy just to give it a bit of a douse in an interior cleaner and give it a bit of a scrub. There's absolutely no harm that can be done to the surface at this stage, to be fair. Once again then, soak it all up with your microfiber, and it to me just leaves a nice sheen finish, not too glossy but just enough that it looks clean, it looks fresh. Pedals in, and along with your steering wheel, for safety reasons your pedals do need to be a clean, dry surface. And this is why I would choose an interior cleaner over interior dressing every time, because you can't obviously use dressings on your pedals for obvious reasons. And if you don't know what those reasons are, then quite frankly you shouldn't be cleaning cars. And because I do want to give the pedals a good deep clean, I've sprayed the product quite liberally and obviously agitating them in quite well to ensure that I get the whole surface. And once again, just soaking up the remaining residue with the microfiber cloth, which as you can see has left all three pedals nice, clean, dry and residue free. This then brings us on to one of the grubbiest parts of the interior, certainly in my car, which is the rear stepping stone. The Apart from those little people who just can't seem to quite make it into the car without stepping on the plastics. I'm sure they'll get there eventually. So again, spray it quite liberally and work it in with a detailing brush. Now, one thing you'll notice, particularly at this area of the car, and it's one of my favourite parts of this product, is the foaming action. It produces a relatively thick, decent foam that doesn't dissipate instantly, which gives you a good indicator of where you've been, and any little corners or parts of the surface that you might have actually missed. Now, as I said at the start, this is it diluted at 10%. I've done every surface in the car with the same dilution because I had it made up in the same small bottle, but you can make it up stronger if you do have greasier or dirtier surfaces. I just, because I maintain my car quite regularly, don't particularly need it any stronger than this. I find 10% is absolutely perfect for a regular maintenance clean. So what about the overall view of this product? Well, as interior cleaners go, it's as good as you're going to get. Unlike most, it comes in a concentrated bottle, so you can dilute it to whatever strength or weakness you need, which means for value for money, it instantly gets a head step over any of its competitors. And it also gives it that versatility that if you're cleaning a really grubby, greasy interior, you can just up the strength a bit to give you a bit more cleaning power. Or for those of us that keep on top of our interior cleaning, you can keep a little bottle like I've used in this video, which is just a handy 250ml bottle made up of 10% that if I'm sitting at the traffic lights or waiting outside a shop, I can just give the dash a quick once over while I'm waiting. And that's really all I have to say about that. If you're in the market for a new interior cleaning spray and you don't want something that's going to leave a sticky silicone based residue, you just want something that's going to clean your dash, give it a once over, get good value for money and leave a nice clean dry finish, this one's definitely worth giving a shot. And as always, if you've made it this far, thank you very much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Take care.